Hello again and welcome to TV. That's Truth Viral Television. And I'm the host of Truth Viral. I'm TV. Today, folks, we're going to be talking about being prepared. Or, as some people call it, prepping. Are you prepared? Are you a prepper? If you're a prepper, some people might say that's not such a good thing. Hey, is there anything wrong with putting anything away for a rainy day? You know, our grandparents did that. Does that make them preppers? Well, today, folks, normally I do this stuff, I normally shoot from the hip, but still it's going to be a little rough around the edges. But if you see, I've got a notebook here, and I wrote a few things down so I could be prepared for this show today for you guys. Okay? So, again, today's subject is going to be prepping or being prepared, whatever you want to call it. Okay? Let's go over, I'm going to do this as far as I'm concerned. There should be an order of importance when preparing for lots of different scenarios. You could be preparing for a rainy day. You could be preparing for the power to go out for a day or two. What happens if the power goes out for more than just a couple days? Are you prepared for that? Okay? Well, what if we had an SHTF scenario where things hit the fan? What about short-term, long-term preparedness? Okay? These are questions you need to ask yourself as far as to how to get yourself prepared. So, let's get right to this. In order of importance, after having a lot of training, I'm prior military. I've had military mountaineering courses and field training, combat training, lots of different training when I was in the service. And what trumps all that training that I have inside the service, even some training I've had outside the service, the number one key to survival, folks, is community. Okay? Community. That means having some people within your community, friends, relatives, neighbors, like-minded individuals that are prepared or getting prepared like yourself. People that you can rely on in a situation when things aren't perfect, when the water's not running, when the power's turned off for more than a day, and you can't get any water because you're in the city and you depend on a well pump, or not a well pump, but the city water to come in from your main, and you don't have a well pump. Okay? So, let's go ahead and, again, let's get into what I believe is going to be an order of importance. And if you don't agree with me, folks, that's fine. You can switch a few of these around. But again, with my training, this is what I found to be in order of importance, how I would take care of things. So let's go ahead and get right at it. Number one key to being prepared, being prepared would be security. Do you have a security plan? Who's in charge of security? What is your what is your level of defense and security? Do you have, let's go ahead and say, if you're going to be prepared, I would have a close combat type of weapon, something a little bit more long range. A lot of people say a handgun, a shotgun, and something with a rifle on it should take care of being prepared as far as weapons are concerned. There's lots of other weapons out there that you can have on your possession. A good pocket knife, something you can keep handy. I have a Leatherman. I consider it like a American Express. I don't leave home without it. So, okay. Let's say you're all secure. You're where you need to be. You've gone through. You've made a plan. You've got it, all snug as a bug in a rug there with your family all huddled in your bunker or your basement or wherever it is that you decided that you were going to protect yourself and try to be prepared. Let's say that plan didn't go as planned. You got an exit plan? Okay, folks, that's something you need to think about. Things don't always go as planned. A plan A, B, C, maybe even a D plan, okay? That's another really good important thing, okay? One thing I want to bring up about, being prepared is being able to adapt, and just in case your plans don't go as planned. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and start listing these off. I know I've gone into a couple of these, but you know, if I had to put, you know, into action what you actually need, obviously you need security and you need a community, but what most people put as the #1 order of importance, and I find it to be up there, and it's actually #1 on my list as far as what I've listed as #1, would be water. Okay, guys? Think about it. Are you on city water? Again, as I mentioned, do you get your water from a well? Do you get your water from a city? Do you have the ability to turn that well pump on if the power goes out? Okay? Do you have a water filtration system on your home? Do you have a plan if that water system involves power? Do you have a gravity fed system? Myself personally, I use the Big Berkey system. Alex Jones on InfoWars, he has the ProPure system. That's both of those are gravity fed systems. They do not require any power, and they will pull out just about everything. No filter, other than I know of reverse osmosis, which goes to a 0 micron filtration. I used to be the Culligan man, and you're going to have to take my word that I know a few things about water, and filtering your water is extremely, extremely important, especially in a survival situation where you do not want to compromise your health or your immunity. So, guys, think about that. Water, okay? I'm going to tell you this. This is probably, back this up. Look at Hurricane Katrina, prior disasters in this country. The very first thing to go, guys, on the shelves is water. So, be there before everybody gets there to get some water, okay? We had an event last year in the United States of America where we had a city that had a problem with one of the water problems there, and the whole city went down. You couldn't get 50 miles, you couldn't get water, bottled water, anywhere within 50 miles of that city. That could have been avoided if everybody would just, when they go shopping, buy an extra 3 or 4 of those big containers of water. Because I'm not into hoarding, but I am into being prepared. And then the difference between being prepared, myself, I should have the ability to have a long-term survival plan. So that means, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 years. I don't feel as if that's hoarding food, hoarding ammunition, hoarding water, okay? I need enough for me and my family to be able to survive for a long-term plan. Having more food or those other things that I mentioned, more than I can ever have or use, you know, that's hoarding. And so I'm not into hoarding, and I'm not condoning hoarding. But I am telling you, preparing and being prepared is what you want to have. And again, sometimes beating people to the punch is the better way to do it, because most people won't go and they won't watch this YouTube video and they won't be prepared. So I'm telling you right now, this is a huge, huge thing that I like to tell people. I'm not afraid of the law enforcement. I respect law enforcement, the ones that are doing their job properly. Government, it's, you know, small government, not huge government. I don't have to love my government to love my country, okay? But I can tell you, you're going to need to be prepared. You're going to need to think about what it is that you need, and water is the most crucial thing that you're going to absolutely need. Again, it's the very first thing to go, guys, you know. So let me ask you this, you know, are you one of those people who sits there and when you brush your teeth, do you leave the water running? If you're one of those kind of people, you're probably going to have a hard time when things get a little bit more rough, when things get a little tougher, when you got to think about how much water you're using. So again, you know, what are your water? Do you have a backup system for your water filtration? Carbon, sand, those are great ways to filter water, folks. Just throw that out there right now. Do you have a mobile filtration? Again, you can take these things like the Berkey and the ProPure systems. A LifeStraw, that's another, I believe it's about 20, 25 bucks, maybe 30 bucks at the most. You can find these some at your Sportsman Warehouse. Alex Jones has got them on InfoWarsShop.com. You can find them. That's where I bought mine. Okay, they were even a little bit more expensive than my local grocery, or excuse my local grocery store, than my local sportsman store or sporting goods store. But I support InfoWars and Prison Planet. So leave a comment whether you like it or not. I am an InfoWar. Okay. Alex is doing the same thing. He's out there trying to help people. So again, water usage. You know, how many people are in your family? I'm going to try to make this, I'll try to go over this quickly. Look, how many people are in your household? How many gallons of water does it take for you to wash your dishes? Did you remember to rinse them? The water that you needed to rinse them. You know, how many people, how many gallons of water does it take to take a shower? Have you asked yourself that? How many gallons does it take to take a shower? If, you know, have you thought about maybe not taking a shower every day, buying some of those wet wipes? You know, when we were in the service, you don't take a shower every day, okay? You take what we call a spit bath, okay? Well, we don't literally use spit, but you get what I'm saying, you know? You wipe yourself down with one of those towels, okay? Let me give you another pointer on water that's going to save you that you probably never even thought about, okay? Paper plates. Paper plates, guys. That will save you a lot of water, because I'm not going to let you use my drinking water to wash your dishes. You should have some paper plate. You know, eventually I'm going to have to use paper plates. I don't like being wasteful. But what would you rather waste? The paper that we can recycle, or the water that you'll never probably get back? So you let me know in the comment section what you think is more important, okay? Hey, speaking of comment section, please leave a comment. I want to thank my subscribers that are already with me. I appreciate you if you're back again watching another video. If you like this video, I want you to give it the thumbs up, okay? Please, thank you again for coming over here to Truth Viral and watching these videos are put out so that we can get you more prepared and keep you prepared with the most current events that I find and deem the most important for you guys. I don't do this all for myself. I am a person that does things for myself so that I can do other things for other people. So I'm not doing it just for myself. I am doing it for as many people that I can touch out there. So let's, again, bottled water. You got a bunch of bottled water. Is that safe long term with all the, you know, stuff they put in the plastics, the glyphosate, that type of things? Okay. Again, what do I got here? On water, I think that covers water, okay? Again, there's just, it's the utmost important, folks. Water is something that you just, again, remember, paper you can recycle, water, once you drink it, it's pretty much gone or it evaporates. So it's the only thing you can't live without. So, number two, what are you going to do for a lot of people? Again, lights, you know, electric, that type, you know. Got to be able to see in the dark, right? Actually, I'm going to put that down at number 3 because number 2, I have heat. You know, I would rather be able to be warm with my family than to be able to be in the dark and freezing. You know, so I would rather be without that light and be able to be with my family huddled up, being warm. And almost any device that makes some kind of warmth is going to put out a little bit of light. So think about that. You know, heat. What are you going to do? Propane. Get away from the electric stuff that you need to plug in. Not that there won't be options to do that, but you know, you have a couple different options other than just stoking a fire, cutting down a tree. Do you got an axe? Okay, things like that you're going to need. Let's say that you can't burn any wood. You ran out of gas, you ran out of power, electric, your batteries are dead, your generators. Hey, generators, guys, you got a generator? Those are going to be extremely valuable, okay? Pretty reasonable right now. Going to cost an arm and a leg, and you might even lose your life if you had a generator in the end. So be careful about your assets. Let's think about that. Careful preparing for what you have. Do not let people know what you have, or they're going to be the ones that I warned you about in the end. They're going to come get it or come looking for it, okay? And that's anybody, that's your friends, even your relatives, your neighbors. People who are not prepared, or the people that you are going to have to be worried about. Again, I said I'm not worried about the police. I'm not worried about the government. I'm worried about the people who are not prepared, guys. Not prepared. The people who didn't do anything about it. The people who didn't see this video and didn't get prepared. Okay? So, if you didn't have the heat, and you didn't have the you know, that way to heat? Do you have sleeping bags? Do you have enough for your family? You know, sometimes two people in a sleeping bag will keep people warmer than just one person. I learned that in the Army, but that doesn't sound very, you know, pleasant, but it keeps you warm and it keeps you alive, okay? So, blankets, extra blankets, you know. Do you have lots of jackets, big thick jackets, and extra? In Alaska, I've lived in Alaska myself, guys. Loose and in layers. You got a big ugly coat you bought at the Goodwill. It doesn't matter where you got it in the end, guys. You're gonna want to stay warm. So think about that, okay? So alternative power, solar, things like that. I'm gonna throw it out there. A generator is great. You can charge a battery with that, okay? So if you have that battery, you can do a lot of things in that. Actually, I'm going to bring that up at the end, okay? Let's go ahead and get into hit number 3 again with lights and electric, things like that. You're going to need, number 4 is going to be food storage. How much food storage? How much food do you have in your cabinets right now? Are you one of those people that is waiting for things to get too expensive before you go buy them? You know, you wait till till it hits the fan? Come on, guys. Think about it. What are you going to need in the end? Protein, right? Things like that. You want to store high protein. I would be stacking protein like I'd be stacking silver. Okay? Silver's an antibiotic. Okay? Silver bullet. Nascent iodine, silver bullet. Those are a couple things. Look at this right here. Iodine, guys. It's another thing. Stay healthy. That's how you are prepared. You're prepared by being prepared. Your body's prepared. You're able to stay strong and you can help other people. Okay? So, again, short term, long term. Let's talk about diet restrictions. Anybody in your family have some diet restrictions? You're going to have to worry about things you can't be feeding them in the end. Okay? This leads us into probably something that our next thing. Medicine. Okay? Are you diabetic? Look how many people have diabetes because we have eat so much sugar in this country with the corn syrup and all those things, okay? Diabetes. I don't know if there's an alternative to insulin, so that's just a limited time before that runs out in the end. So look into supplemental medicine. Start trying to get your body used to those medicines now so you don't shock your body. The doctor says, he doesn't tell you, hey man, you've been smoking 5 packs of cigarettes a day. I want you to stop smoking today, right? No, he says you got to stop slowly. You can't shock your body. Cold turkey is not the way to do it, okay? On some things, you got to pace yourself. And so preparing is one of those things. You got to start doing it today. The more prepared you are, the more safe you feel. Don't people get that? The people who are, I guarantee you, the people that are giving you a hard time are the people that have no food in their cabins. They'll have no water. They don't have any water, okay? Because being prepared is being, you don't not drive around without car insurance, right? I mean, that's insurance, safety, same thing, right? Prepping, prepared, safety. Come on, guys, think about this. This is not hard stuff. If people are giving you a hard time, that's the guy you're going to need to worry about that's going to come for your stuff in the end, okay? Supplemental medicine, supplemental diets, things like that. Have some extra things like that in the end for people, like, even if it's not something to your liking, you know, some of these supplemental, I wouldn't say supplemental sweeteners, but there's other things like honey. In the end, that's going to be valuable, okay? So start thinking about those things, okay? Now we're going to get into the fun stuff, and we got to get this thing shut down real quick because I'm going long again. I didn't want to do a long video. This is the longest one I think I've done yet here, but let's get into something that really matters here, okay? I was telling you, if you had a generator, right? You got a generator, you can take it and hook it up to a car battery. You got your car battery hooked it up, you hook it up to a power inverter, okay? Now you can disconnect your generator because your battery's charged up, right? So you got your battery all charged up, you got your power plugged in, now you can watch TV, okay? Now you got your computer plugged in, okay? You're sitting there watching all that stuff that you got downloaded. Speaking of downloading, I've been telling everybody this for years. Do you have everything downloaded that you wanted off the internet before they shut the internet down, before the power goes off? I've been telling everybody that again for years, guys. What do you got on your iPod, your UPod, or whatever pod or Android device that you got in your pocket, okay? Do you have every song that you've ever wanted in the end? Because those are going to be so valuable. Music, guys. Let's talk about entertainment, right? Entertainment. You're going to need that entertainment in the end. Look, actually, on that note here, let's look at this real quick. Okay, guys, come on. Entertainment. A deck of cards. How valuable is that going to be? Are you serious? Look at that. I sound like Paul Begley. Thank you, Paul Begley, for what you do. Okay? Playing cards, guys. Playing cards. Go fish. Blackjack. Poker. Okay? Think about it. How cheap are those? Oh, man, you guys are going to love this. Watch this. All you old school buffs out there like me see all this gray in this beard. Like, look at this. Do you see that? Classic football. You remember that? Alright, check that out. See this too? See what I got here? I got this all sealed up with... Look at this. Watertight. Think about water. Your stuff's going to get wet. Nothing's going to go as planned. Okay? Think about this. Look, I go to the Goodwill and find this. Look at these things aren't even in very good shape. They're a little tattered. It ain't gonna matter at the end. Let's make a perfect seal. What if it gets... What about the weather? What if it gets, you know, super rainy, dust storms, wind storms, sandstorms? Think about it. You got a pair of those? You got enough for all your family? That stuff's cheap right now. Okay? Look at this stuff. Right now, those... Man, you can get these super cheap. Look at this. Face mask, Ebola. Look at that. Those aren't going to stop Ebola, but again, guys, think about it. I got all this stuff here. Look at this. Things that I told you. I got stuff that's going to save you so much time because you probably didn't think about half these things. You got batteries, guys? Batteries? Got extra batteries? Look at this one here. I got... Oh, I don't have as many batteries. Thank you, son. He got all his electronics, iPods, and all that stuff. Boy, they use the heck out of the batteries. These days, you know, my son, he came up to me. You ever seen one of those little first baby books, right? The soft one, like 2-3 pages. He came up to me, did. How do you turn it on? We got these generations of kids these days. They come up with your rock and they ask you how to turn it on. It all makes noise. It all makes electronics. But these things like batteries, flashlights, things like that, these are going to be so valuable in the end, guys. Okay, think about this kind of stuff. Okay, look at this. Batteries. Who needs batteries, guys? Look at this. You don't need batteries for your flashlight. Not when you got a solar-powered one, right? Or you got a solar-powered flashlight. That's pretty funny, huh? Look at this, guys. I've never even taken this out of the package. And it lights up. Look at that. I haven't even cranked it. This is a battery-free, okay? That's what you need to be prepared. Look at this. Crank radio. Crank radio. Come on, guys. Do you got one of these? These are so cheap right now. Red Cross. You can listen to the emergency weather, okay? AM, FM, all this stuff. This has got everything you need in the end. Again, imagine when you're stuck in that I told you earlier, you got that blanket, sleeping bags. When you're stuck in that same room, because you're not going to all be in different rooms, just hearing this instead of those annoying voices of the 12 people you've been sitting in that room with for 12 days is going to be pleasant. Get one of these radios, guys. Get prepared, okay? These are things that you need, okay? Again, guys, think about these things. Power inverter, okay? Radios, all these things that you can have right now that doesn't cost you a fortune. So I want you to be prepared for what's coming, okay? Really quick, before I got to wrap this up again. Guys, just recently, I seen on evangelist Anita Baker, okay? Excuse me, I have that evangelist Anita Fuentes. Boy, I messed that up bad, didn't I? Anita Fuentes, she's on YouTube. She is an absolute amazing person. I thank you so much for what she does. She put out that Venezuela is rationing food, guys. I saw an article in 2008 where Walmart, Sam's Club, Costco, they were rationing. Well, they weren't rationing, but this is what they said. They said, due to recent supply and demand trends, that they were cutting back on rice in America. So it's happened in America already, guys. Think about it. I want you to be prepared. I hope that you like this video and that you learn something in this video. Tell you what, failing to prepare is preparing to fail. Thank you so much to all my new subscribers. If you like this video, again, I want you to give it a thumbs up. This is TV. I thank you for watching Truth Viral, where the truth goes viral.